In this next part, I want you to get out a loose leaf piece of paper. And I want you, before we go into these slave voyages over the Atlantic Ocean, I want you to write down just three things that you learned by watching this video, this Many Different Rivers to Cross video. Just to jot down three different things that you did not know, and be ready to share those when I see you guys on Wednesday. Okay? Loose leaf piece of paper. And then I want you to go in here and you're going to go look up a slave voyage. All right? I want to show you this pretty incredible site that's going to, it has thousands of recorded slave voyages that brought over millions and millions of people. Now, we might have looked in this class at this in class, but this is called the Middle Passage here because way back when all of this was starting to grow as colonies, first Virginia and then Plymouth and later Massachusetts Bay, as those were growing, so were these areas too, and the demand for labor was off the charts. Native Americans did not do very well in slavery for a number of reasons. And the disease was probably the number one reason because so many people died. And they needed labor anyway, so they came over here to Africa and against people's will took maybe, I don't know, I've heard so many numbers, 12 million or more people. It's just crazy. And so you're kind of seeing everywhere they went. And as you may have already learned, maybe not, the vast majority went to the Caribbean and parts of South America, especially Brazil. Probably 95% of all people. Very few came here. Now, there were still in the hundreds of thousands, but only about 4 or 5% of all people came to the English colonies. And out of that group, most of them went to the south, the southern colonies. Okay, so you're going to go in here, slave voyages. Here's a database site, massive. Pretty cool here to see everything that they've done with the transatlantic slave trade. We're going to go here, transatlantic. We're going to go to database. And I want you to choose a voyage that you're going to just share what you learned about it when we get back on Wednesday. So you're just going to write this on that loose leaf piece of paper too. If you go over here and you click these up down arrows, it's going to get you to the very beginning or the very end. Last known slave voyage was 1866 that we know of. By that time, it's outlawed around the world. The American Civil War has happened. British Empire long ago outlawed slave trade. So this is your last one. Let's go to the beginning. And I'm going to go up here to these. See where it says show 15 rows over here? Click that and make it 200. So 200 journeys. That's what every one of these is. This is a slave, like a trip, that a ship. This one called the Santa Maria de la Luz, that went to a place called Arguin and took people back to San Juan in 1520. If you click on it, you'll get more information about it. So I just want you to pick one between the years of 1514 all the way to 1866. You can just go down here. I mean, 200 just on one page alone. Whoa. Okay. And you can go out, I think there's 181 pages of 200 voyages each page. It's like 30,000 voyages that we know of for sure. They're adding to it when they find more information. So you can just get your way in there, find a page. And as you see, going through time, there's going to be more and more and more until whole pages are just 1 year. Okay? So there's that many. And so if we take a look around, we're now in the 1600s. it goes pretty fast. I mean, there's just a ton. And then you're just going to find one. Maybe you find something up here. See, it says Americas, port unspecified. Maybe you try to find one that's going to be somewhere in the colonies. So you'd have to look. It's pretty early, 1692, but colonies have been around for a little while by that time. There's Virginia right there. Some ship called the Catherine. So you click on it. There's the owner. We actually know the name of the person who owned that slave ship. Good grief, huh? Left London and went somewhere in Africa, we don't know, and then to Virginia. Apparently 243 people got on and 195 got off. Well, what do you think happened to those 50 people, huh? All right, that's all we really know about it. Apparently 50 people must have died and been thrown overboard. That's what they did, unfortunately. And that's why the Middle Passage is infamous, because, I mean, everybody that knows and studies this topic knows about the Middle Passage. It's believed maybe upwards of 2 million people died on the terrible journey over from parts in Africa to parts in the Americas. Okay, so that's all you're doing. Just pick one of those voyages, anyone you want, learn a little bit about it, and be ready to share with us in the days to come, maybe on Wednesday. Okay? All right. Moving on.